Well, in light of the Parliament debate, let's travel back into the recent past to familiarize ourselves with Operation Sindoor. Here's a recap.
In a decisive military and intelligence campaign, India launched Operation Sindoor on May 7 in response to a heinous terrorist attack on April 22 that shook the nation. Pakistan-backed terrorists had raided a village in Pahalgam on April 22. Eyewitnesses revealed that the attackers demanded religious identification before opening fire and killing 26 innocent civilians in an attempt to sow communal unrest and fracture India from within. India's response was precise. The operation targeted 9 verified terror camps along the line of control and deeper inside Pakistani territory, following multi agency intelligence confirmation. Taken aback, Pakistan unleashed a series of drone and UCAV attacks targeting critical Indian air bases and infrastructure. Though intense, these attacks were successfully repulsed by Indian Defence Forces. Key religious sites came under attack. The choice of targets clearly indicated an attempt to destabilize India's communal harmony.
A message was sent that we have only engaged the terrorist targets. We would like to put an end to it. However, Pakistani side decided that no, they wanted to, come equal. They engaged our military targets. So in step 2 of the escalation, a very strong message was sent by engaging their military targets in a manner that on 10th of May, there was a message from the military operations, Pakistan, that they would want a ceasefire.
In retaliation, India carried out precise strikes on radar installations near Lahore, crippling enemy surveillance. A total of 11 Pakistani air bases were impacted in what has been seen as the most precise Indian air campaign in recent memory. On May 10th at 1700 hours Indian Standard Time, Pakistan's DGMO contacted his Indian counterpart in an emergency call and agreed to a full ceasefire across land, air, and sea. Even after the ceasefire, unauthorized UAVs and micro drones continued to intrude into Indian territory. Each one was intercepted without casualties, showcasing India's elevated defense readiness.
So an important consideration was that we should always be on top of the escalation ladder. When we reach our political military objective, we should try and put a stop to it. So a lot of naysayers say, why did we stop now? So war is easy to initiate, but it's very difficult to control. So I would say that was a very masterly stroke that was played to stop the war at an appropriate time.
Operation Sindoor wasn't just retaliation, it marked a new policy direction. By striking both terrorists and their enablers, India challenged the long-standing narrative of separating state from terror actors. Wanted terrorists including Yusuf Azhar, Rauf, and Mudassir were neutralized in a major blow to terror networks.
What is important for us in the Quad statement, as also the statement which the Security Council had issued on April 25, is that the perpetrators of terrorism must be held accountable, they must be brought to justice. And that's important because we then have to communicate to the world that what we did during, on 7th May, the objective of Operation Sindoor is that if there are attacks, if there are terrorist attacks, we will act against the perpetrators, the supporters, the financiers, the enablers.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi sent out a clear message. Terror and talks cannot go together. Blood and water cannot flow together. India will not tolerate nuclear blackmail. India's armed forces continue to operate in a state of high alert, signaling an unwavering commitment to national integrity and counter-terrorism. Bureau Report, DD India.